Hello guys and welcome to another video from Oscar Cooper. You may notice a little change in my voice. I'm actually working off a professional microphone now, and of course I have a PlayStation Pro. All this footage is pro-centric, and we're going to be looking at 4-player couch co-op games. There's some really great ones out there. I've picked out 10. First one we're going to look at is Trials Fusion. I was a big fan of Trials 1. This is from Ubisoft. There's a lot of polish here, a lot of tracks and unlockable vehicles, etc. It's a great game. As you can see, all 4 players are on the screen at the same time, and they're sort of rostered in a parallel track setup. And it's a bit like Micro Machines actually, where you have to make it over to the other side of the track before the other players. If you fuck up or lose, then of course you have to respawn at the next section. This is a lot of fun. There's a lot of comedy in this game. The ragdoll physics are awesome. It's always been a very strong contender for multiplayer in my eyes. Next up, it's Olly 2. Welcome to Hollywood from Roll7 Games, and this is a real beauty. 4 players on a split screen simultaneously, and if you remember Tony Hawk's or remember any sort of point-based battle game where you're all going at each other to win and get the best performance and produce the best tricks and come up with the best final score, this is the game for you. It's great for parties, it's great if you're into skateboarding, and it's really difficult. There's so many technical things that you need to get your head around to pull off that perfect score. It becomes very competitive. You can actually die and lose everything. There's a lot of risk reward in this game, and it's really awesome fun for a 4-player couch co-op game. Okay, next up we've got Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. This was free on the PSN actually a couple of months ago, and I didn't pick it up, but I've gone back to it because it's been thoroughly recommended to me. Now, you may spot that this isn't actually 4-player footage. Apologies, I had to get a bunch of mates around. I had a very small window to get footage. The majority of these games are actual 4-player couch co-op footage, but this one I just did 2-player. But you can imagine what I'm talking about. You're in a very small ship. You can see inside here that everybody has a job to do. You can allocate someone to get on the weapons. You can allocate someone to actually drive the machine itself. There's loads of pickups and power-ups, and you're basically going around the galaxy and rescuing these smaller guys here. And of course you have to navigate around a lot of obstacles, so whoever's doing the driving has got a big responsibility. And if there's less than 4 of you, this game is still really cool because you have to run around the ship and actually get to the gun that's pointing at the enemy. I love this a lot. I love the art style. I love how accessible it is and how user-friendly it is. It's a really deep game in actual fact. Yes, of course, it's the lovable Broforce, a game with a very deep place in my heart. It's one of the few games on this list that actually I started the channel with, and again it was free, and I love it because of its retro art style and because of its homage to the platform genre, and of course those crazy Hollywood characters. It's a little bit mad to work out what's going on with this game, but essentially it is a side-scrolling platformer, technically in a sort of open world level. There's huge boss fights, there's loads going on, it's very easy to die, and you change hero character depending on what you spawn as. Awful amount of fun. Do not be fooled, this game is pretty epic. That's right, it's Overcooked, yeah, and it is a cooking game, but this is a deep 4-player game in my eyes because there's loads of allocation, a bit like Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. You got to know what's going on, you got to know where your onions are, you got to know what order's next, which is up in the top left. You've got to avoid the obstacles, you've got to keep an eye on all the timings, and you end up shouting at everybody. It's really fun when there's a few of you in the same room, and it's really great to sort of run around and race and get to the orders. What an awesome 4-player couch co-op game. Yes, it's time for the daddy, one of the mother of all 4-player couch co-op games, Helldivers, and it's been around for a while now, and it really is standing the test of time on a couple of levels. Not only a visual level, by the way, this game does support the PlayStation Pro with some additional frame rates and resolution options, and of course there was a big patch out as well to help support that, but it really is a game I love to go back to with people that are familiar with it. That's one thing you need to remember. It's why it's reasonably mid-list, because it's bloody hard, this game, and it requires a very high level of communication. You can play it online or offline, and of course it is 4-player couch co-op, but Helldivers is an outstanding piece of software. The developers really did a fantastic job. Okay, next up is Towerfall Ascension, a game that is actually $4.99 on the network at the moment, and this is a strange one, and again apologies, no 4-player footage, but I got some 2-player footage, because it's actually got a huge amount of content in it. There's a great 1-player mode, but you're going to find some really cool co-op and versus modes in here. 4-player versus is awesome in here. So it's a wraparound map. It's almost like Worms in real time. I'm not talking about a digestive disease, I'm talking about the Team 17 Classic. You are actually fighting against each other, jumping and hopping around. It's really amazing. Yes, it's our first Housemarque game on the list, and you know the legendary status of these guys. It's Alienation, and this is number 3 for a number of different reasons. Obviously because it's a flawless 4-player couch co-op game with a huge amount of content. I need to push this. This is a standalone 1-player game that completely exists in its own right, and 2-player, and of course it's online. Now remember that you can't take your couch co-op buddy online with this game. You need to choose between one of the two. 4 of you can play on the couch, or you can play online with another 3 people. I found that out the hard way. But it's polish, it's beautiful arcade style, it's dash mechanic, and it's got such an intuitive upgrade and loot system. The loot system is mind-blowing. It's amazing. You can combine weapons, you could add huge perks and power-ups and start combining those with each other. It's phenomenal. It looks amazing. Holy crap, it looks amazing on my new 4K TV, I can tell you. Stunning and beautiful. Okay, now it's time to talk about Diablo III, one of the first AAA games on the list, and one of the only AAA games on this list, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit. It seems to be indie developers that really focus on 4-player couch co-op at the moment, unless you're a Nintendo fan. But Diablo III really does deliver in all directions. It's a huge game, offering some amazing mechanics in regards to the 4 players being on the screen at the same time. Again, apologies, I haven't got footage of that, but you have to just trust me that this game works incredibly well with 4 people on screen. A wealth of characters, one of the most innovative loot systems out there, huge, in depth, all about legendary weapons, etc. I love this game to bits. I love going back to it. It does offer pro support. It looks amazing. The detail on the environment and just charging through everything and really finishing a game that is absolutely massive with the amount of content and downloadable content. We've just had the Necromancer material come in. Diablo 3 is an essential 4-player couch co-op classic. So my personal favourite is a game called Badland, which was free on the network. It offers everything. It's great single player, great co-op, great multiplayer, and of course a huge wealth of content and levels. This game really is stunning. Badland is essentially the thinking man's Flappy Bird, where you all individually control this character. It's a 1-button game, and you're looking to grab these power-ups and solve the puzzle so that you don't die with the screen moving along. It's an awesome idea because there could be one character left, they manage to get hold of the power-up, you're all spawned back in, and of course if you get stuck or get lost, you get taken off screen and the whole thing starts again. It's an extremely innovative idea. It looks amazing, the game sounds amazing, beautiful art style, but the crux is the competitor mode. It is so much fun. I'm going to leave you with a clip, and guys, I will see you down there.